guys, Blaze here from Blaze and Reviews. Well, Sony just announced a new home theater system that's kinda like the HT-A9, but with a different design and some upgrades to it. It's called the Bravia Theater Quad. I personally think they should have just have called it the HT-A9 II or the HT-A10 because it is the replacement of the HT-A9. But I get because now the speakers are square, they call it Quad. And speaking of speakers, they are now 3-way instead of the original 2-way the A9 speakers were. Each speaker contains 4 drivers, which is a step up from the A9's triple driver design, including a tweeter, mid-range for wider and clearer sound, and a small woofer for deep bass, in which Sony claims is customizable. I'm guessing that means just like the A9, you'll be able to adjust the bass volume using the remote control. It's good Sony has a small woofer because once again, a subwoofer is not included and you'll have to purchase either the SW3 or the SW5 if you want more pounding bass. And sadly, Sony has not added a feature to allow you to use 2 subwoofers, something many A9 users have been begging for. They also feature a newly designed up-firing speaker to get sounds above you. Just like the HT-A9, the Bravia Theater Quad does not have a center speaker. Instead, it creates a phantom center channel, or you can use a dedicated Bravia TV in what Sony calls acoustic center sync to use your TV as the center channel. It now features Voice Zoom 3, which enhances hard-to-hear dialogue to make it even more clear. The A9 had a feature like this also, but this seems to be a newer version just for the Theater Quad. Instead of creating 12 phantom speakers like the A9 did, the Theater Quad now creates 16. This puts you in a larger, more immersive 360 sound bubble when you're watching your movies or listening to music. And yes, the speakers are now square-shaped and look quite thin. Sony says they are made out of recycled plastic and now have a fabric enclosure instead of the middle enclosure like the A9 had. They have a built-in dual-purpose stand which allows you to place them on a table or even mount them to a wall. I personally don't like this design, but I understand Sony made them square to mount them on walls, but I don't think they look good sitting on a table or on speaker stands. The A9 speakers, in my opinion, look so much better. I also don't like they went with the grayish color again. Why not black? So many people have been asking for black speakers, so come on Sony. And fabric instead of a middle enclosure? Why? That's gonna collect a lot of dust. Granted, it won't be noticeable due to the color, but that's definitely going to be a dust magnet. The receiver has also changed a bit as well. The HT-A9 had a nice screen that blended in with the black plastic of the unit on the right side. But now, the Theater Quad receiver looks to have a small oval-shaped screen on the right side to display all the information. I personally do not like the look of this, and I don't know why Sony did it. The A9 receiver screen looks so much better and more premium than this. And I don't know why Sony did this yet again after so many A9 users were complaining of having just one HDMI input, but that Theater Quad receiver only has one as well. It seems like Sony's not listening to its customers. So what do you guys think of the new Bravia Theater Quad? In my opinion, it's not that big of an upgrade over the A9 to make me say, wow, I really want that. I think if you already have an A9, then you don't really need the Theater Quad, unless you are someone who needs the latest thing and have the money for it. But if you're a person looking for a great home theater system with amazing sound, then maybe the Theater Quad is just for you. I was honestly hoping Sony stepped up their game here and gave us an all-new home theater system with some more speakers. If I was Sony, I would have kept the design of the original A9 speakers about the same, added a new woofer to them so they'd be a little bit more bulky but about the same shape, included 5 small speakers kind of like the HT-AX7 has, 1 for the center channel and then 4 small ones that you can actually place on your roof for height effects, and I would have included a subwoofer and offered 2 colors, gray and black. Come on Sony, start listening to your customers. Well, as soon as my local Sony store gets one in, I'll go there and test it out to see if it's any better than the A9. So be sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and stay tuned for more videos coming soon.